Hey guys, welcome to Living with the Grain. I'm Jared, and oh, I'm here. I'm showing up, doing it. Uh, was not motivated to do this video today, like one bit. Uh, it's been a really crappy day. Just hit one thing after another with work. But it was a great exercise at the same time. I had to ask myself the question, what am I supposed to learn from this? A lot today. It's exhausting. I'm really tired. My my purpose of uh, being joyful in life, enjoying life, and bringing others joy is not equating to my motivation today. Not to do this. However, I committed to something, and it's to do 7 videos in 7 days with specific topics with a coach that I'm working with, and I'm going to do that. Yeah, I've committed to it. I'm going to finish it. And this is actually video 4, so that means if I had to do 8, I'd be halfway there. So I'm kind of over the hill with 7. It's okay to not be motivated. We're not always motivated. Our why can support us during that time of lack of motivation. So again, my why, my purpose is I want to live a life of joy. Mainly through creating. I want to do a lot more woodworking and do a lot more of that. Share that, bring this in, and tie it all together somehow. And that's going to be a challenge. It's its own challenge. I have a friend that I really admire. He's very far away from where I'm capable of being quickly. He's very real, and I appreciate his honesty with pitfalls that he sees. Because, you know, we've been really good friends for a long time. There's a reason. I respect him. I appreciate his feedback. But man, his motivation is very different than mine. He has 2 kids. I don't. But I do have a wife. And it's a lot of motivation to do things that I want to do with her and give her a life that she deserves. And I want to live as well. Luckily, I'm one of those guys that I'm very happy with the person I married. You know, we're getting 8 years. We're almost 8 years. We've known each other for 10, and it's flying by. We got to go to Scotland together. It's been amazing. But there's a lot of work that I still have to do. And I think doing that work for myself has helped strengthen the relationship. So that was a pretty big deviation, is what it is. The idea is kind of keep this a little bit more lighthearted than I have been. Going back to motivation, I thought when I got married, and I was doing real estate, I was flipping some properties, and I was doing all right. My wife has 2 bachelors, went on to get her master's, and I have my bachelor's, but I was like, okay, I got to do something. I got to do more to provide. But the motivation, there was no why. My why was weak. The motivation was there, and I was doing all kinds of things to help boost what I thought I needed. The title, more money, and everything crashed and burned, or I was just miserable. And it showed up in our relationship. That's when I realized I needed to start working on myself. But I started, let's see, how long ago was that? About 3 years ago. I started asking myself, what is my purpose? Puppy. I think that's Sawyer. Anyway, so what is my purpose? And it took me a long time. It took me a lot of like, I think this is my purpose. I think this is this. I think this is what I'm going to do. What's going to be my aha. And I listened to a lot of podcasts. I read a lot of books. I was on my way to work. I was watching the sunrise. I'm driving into the sunrise. And I have about 3 points on my drive where I kind of come over a hill and around a curve. And as the sun rises, there's different things that happen. Sometimes it's pitch dark, you get that kind of light glow. And then about a few miles later, you're coming over another one and you're getting to see the mist, the fog that's kind of in the morning and the dew around the grass. And then you get the third one. Things start to become apparent. Trees start to have shape and not just this mass. And it's in appreciating that where it finally dawned on me, on top of a conversation I had. I had a conversation with a buddy that it's taking all those things in. And this conversation that he and I had was about the woodworking that I'm doing. And I said, it's simple, man. It's simple. It brings me joy. Got a dog down there too. But it brings me joy. It takes my mind away from things, but I get to remain present. And it's nice because he's kind of a coach, like a life coach, business coach. And he's like, sometimes it seems like it's got to be more complicated. And I've heard that before. I've read it. I think I've said it too. And I finally got to the point I said, no, it's not. For me, when I realized it, it wasn't like, I think I've got it. When I said my purpose in life is to live a life of joy and try to bring and help bring other, joy to other people, it hits, it resonates. So it's like, I knew at that point, that's what I'm supposed to do. The question and the challenge became, what am I supposed to do with it? How am I supposed to help others find their joy and do something with this? And this is kind of where I'm at now. Let's fast forward from that point to now, which was, 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. But we're here. So the purpose, and sometimes our why, doesn't always match. And that's okay, because for me, I needed the why to be more important than my purpose tonight. I said I didn't feel like doing this, but I committed. So my why was, I want to fill my commitment. I want to finish and follow through with what I say I'm going to do. So the question I'm going to leave you with, what's your why? And what's your purpose? And it's okay that they don't always align, because it's good to have both. But what are they? So guys, I appreciate you. I'm actually really grateful that I ended up doing this. I'm in much better spirits than I was when I got home. And, like, subscribe. I'm going to work on doing more with this in a lot of different ways. I have an idea. I'm not going to share them just yet. But we're going to go down that path together. It's like self-discovery, but with others. Like I said, what's your why and what's your purpose? And yes, they are two different things, and sometimes they don't align, but when they do, it's pretty cool. Things happen. So you guys take care. I appreciate you, and be at peace.